Hi, everybody. So today I have Anna with me, and we're going to talk about fascia again and how it relates to weight loss. And she's got some really interesting things that she wants to tell us about certain points on the body. Go ahead, Anna.
Hi. So we were talking about what we should do with this video and how we should do it. And what I was thinking earlier when I was asking my higher self, because I was running late and I didn't want to start freaking out about
Right.
not having my hair curled or none of that. But I feel like at this point, I want to share some things that I've learned just through downloads, there's a couple of people that I have watched that do some videos and I've learned a little bit from them. But at this point, I feel like these two places will help people right now. The energies that we're going through, all these ascension symptoms, these 2 points, they can relate to an emotional thing or they can relate to because we're so used to looking down, whether it's at a computer, at our phone, at a book, anything, and we don't sit up straight, and the whole diaphragmatic breathing goes with this, because when you're doing that, you make yourself sit up. So anyways, all those things go with it. But so the ones that I'm going to show you that are on the neck, they're by what's called a scalene muscle, and there's 2 that run right here. I'm gonna give you some links to a video to post that show where the fascia is, like on top of the muscle under, so people can start to see this, because when you see it in picture, it kind of makes it make more sense. But if you put your finger right here, you'll feel it all the way down into your fingers, and that you can feel it start making it go numb, like palpate around, because there are nerve bundles. There's a lot of things right there. But when you get into a spot where it's a hurt, but it's like a good hurt, and it tries to stop you from breathing, that's the fascia with that 2,000 pounds per square inch, like resistance pushing against your finger. And move your arm around and move it up and take deep breaths as you're doing it, and you'll start feeling that. I can feel the whole sensation through my body because I know what I'm feeling now with the fascia release. But once you do that, you can tell the difference from your shoulder blade to your neck. All this fascia that goes up to your skull has so much energy running through it right now. It's so tense, and it's so to keep balanced, which is what we're going to talk about in a minute, the whole detoxing, which that is helping your lymphatic system move, which moves the mucus through your lymph, through your fascia, which keeps the water balanced, which is a big part of all of this, because once the fascia gets adhered, like this fascia is adhering to like the muscles in here, because we're used to looking down. So that elongates the muscles and the fascia in the back of the neck, and it makes this stuff shorten.
Yeah.
So the fascia is doing what we want it to do. And so when we look down like this, it's changing how our bodies are. And so when we try to sit up, we have all this pain. But if you just do it, and I count 30, 45 seconds on each side, and I move my arms around, and a lot of times I instantly feel like I need to pop my fingers. And for me, that's energy releasing. And I'm just releasing the
These
energy.
3 fingers feel weird, really weird.
Right. Yeah, that's right on it. And so once you can push around there and just breathe and move your arm in that space, a lot of times it'll make my neck pop, but my fingers are the first places that feel like they want to pop. And I just know that's from downloads, that's energy leaving your body. So you can feel it in your shoulder blades, and, just move your arms around. The second one is right here on the back of your elbow, which is what I grew up thinking or knowing, where you hit your funny bone.
Right.
And that feeling is what taught me how to feel and know I was on the right spot. So that also feels down into your fingers. You can feel that spot on your back of your elbow, but on different levels, it's releasing energy, just because right now, if you're not detoxing at all, there's so much stuck energy in your lymph, in your fascia. Those things will just help move some energy through, and just in anxiety situations, stress, those two things will just definitely help you calm down, help pain go away.
Yeah, that's so good. So I was putting magnets yesterday on my inside of my elbow by the funny bone, and then also on the inside of basically just below my knee. So kind of where the whole knee, all those bones are together, right
Mhm.
below those bones, and there's the spot that's like sore, right? So I wanted to talk about these magnets today because it was almost like I had had coffee yesterday after I did that, and I taped them with a very friendly tape. So like some kind of tape that people use like in athletics or whatever. But anyway, they're called a neodymium battery, or not battery, but magnet, which makes you feel like a battery.
It's helping our battery.
Yeah. So anyway, I could only handle it for a half an hour, I think, and then I had to take them off because I was starting to get like buzzy or almost like anxiety. There was so much energy in my body.
Right.
So if you are feeling tired, that will work tremendously. And I think it will help the lymph. And I would look
Mhm.
that up. I'll put the name of it in the description, but I would look that up on Amazon. And I honestly don't think you need one this big. I would maybe do a smaller one because this one's about an inch and it was intense. And even holding them, they're so strong that they have to put these little, they got next to each other. They're so strong, they have to put these little plastic things in between them. And this is how many I ended up with. And if you get it close to the other magnet, it doesn't take anything to get it to fly up there. So, and I know that's what magnets do, but these are so strong. So they're so much stronger than, I've ever seen. And of course, I
Right.
saw that on TikTok. So that's where the magnet idea came from. And we did it for my husband's back, but never bothered to actually do much of it. Um, but I
So
just
cool.
wanted,
Those two
yeah,
spots you're talking about. Oh, sorry. I thought you
no,
were
go
done.
ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the two spots that you put the magnets on are big fascia release spots. Like when I'm doing the fascia release, I do a lot. I mean, what I was just showing you with my fingers, but laying down on the floor using a softball or a baseball and in
Yeah.
the same spot under my knee. That's so cool that you felt that from the magnet that fast, that much energy.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
just stuck and you
wild.
moved it through. That's cool.
And I think it really did help with the lymph. Like I felt really good yesterday after I did it, even though I was sitting for too long, which is another, you know, we really need to move around more.
Right.
But anyway, that was really good. And another thing I wanted to talk about is the cells themselves. So your cells will become, they're basically what increase in size to save your organs from toxins. And we're not doctors, so we're not asking you to believe that we're doctors, but do your own research.
Right.
But the cells basically accumulate the waste. So the metals and the things that are not good for your organs or the rest of your body, and they will hold them. And then what happens is they get hard. So they get a really hard like shell around them. And as you detox, that shell begins to soften. So as the toxins come out of your body, you really need to keep these pathways open. So the detox pathways, because that's where weight loss is actually going to happen, is through those pathways. And it was like extremely illustrated to me because I've been on a detox and I wasn't concentrating on keeping those pathways open and I swelled up. So basically my fingers were swollen, my face was very swollen, and I felt pretty terrible for like a week. And then I started taking burdock root And I just started the magnets and I've started rubbing those points and doing a lot of different things. I'm drinking dandelion stuff, dandy blend. So dandelion is a really good thing. There's so many herbs and stuff that you can use to help you. So, and really it doesn't take much to find out what. And if you
I made some
really,
dandelion capsules yesterday.
yeah, yeah. So I highly recommend a naturopathic doctor if you need one. If you feel like it's more emotional, then, you know, deal with someone who can help you with the emotions of it. I do
Because the
that.
emotional part, that's where we're unblocking the solar plexus.
Right, the solar plexus. So you talk about the solar plexus because you're.
Let me say this real fast before we go there. So this was just coming into me, and I'm gonna do some more research. We can talk about it on the next one a little bit more. But so fat is so when we breathe out carbon dioxide. That comes from the fat, carbohydrates. Those things are what creates what we exhale in our breath, which is the detoxing part of our breathing. This is just all coming to me. So that part of it has how much it's helped us, which is what we want to talk about with the solar plexus. So I'm just kind of relating this all together. Our fat has been here to protect us. It has been saving our lives on emotional level, some physical levels too, I'm sure. But for me, where my fat that I don't like is, or I should change that. I love it now. What I haven't liked my whole life is on my stomach. And that is what's protecting our solar plexus. And that's where all our creativity comes from. That's where all our self-love power comes from. All this stuff that's been stopping those things, if you think about it, from food to parasites to fear, all of that is in that area. So that's something else you can do research on. There's lots of things you can do for your solar plexus area. We can do a video about that. But anyways, it's just thinking about every out breath we take, that we don't think about taking the deep breath in and blowing out, like, you know, if you're a smoker, if you've ever been 10 minutes after you smoke a cigarette or whatever you're smoking, you can like push really hard and you can still get some kind of smoke or something out of your lungs.
Yeah.
So if you don't push that stuff out, then comes sickness. I don't like saying the word, but the symptoms come up: cough, congestion, because you don't know how to push that stuff out of your lungs. I'm using smoking as an example because you can see it, but that happens in everyday toxins that we breathe in. So my whole point is that your body is trying to heal itself all the time. You don't even realize it. It's trying to protect itself. It's trying to heal itself in the way that it knows how. And a lot of times it's protecting itself against us, against itself. Because when you're not working with your body, you're literally just like the magnets.
Yeah, my body, I talk to my subconscious and I talk to my higher self and talk to my body, which Anna's now like doing too. But I did a thing the other day where I was like, okay, body, what do you need? And my body was screaming, like she was really upset. And I've been on parasite cleanses, and basically I saw a picture of like holes in my body from the parasites. And I don't know if that's because I personally have been like not excited about parasites. So I've been, you know, putting those pictures out and my body's picking up on them or what, but it was very upsetting. Like my body was very upset and she was just like, just love me and get the parasites out. So that's what I'm doing, is just getting them out, and you really have to keep those pathways open to do so.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because that could manifest in a lot of different ways.
Mhm.
And like you said, we're not doctors, but on certain levels, that has everything to do with fear, and it has things to do with, can create bacterial stuff, can create fungal stuff, can create
Yeah.
lots of different things that we've never been taught about.
Yeah, you're dealing with their waste. And
Right.
I guess in the 70s, I think it was the 70s, they quit
Spraying.
deworming the population. So
Right.
I think you used to be able to go to a doctor and they would basically give you an anti-parasitic.
Right. But
But
it is part of the natural process
yeah,
of everything that's happening. It's
mhm,
just the fact that the fear and the food that we've been feeding it and what our emotions are doing has completely flipped the script, and everything is
yeah,
unbalanced.
very unbalanced. So I know in other countries they still do that. Like doctors will still give an anti-parasitic. And my theory is they have socialized medicine, so maybe they don't want to deal with that expense of what the parasites cause. But I would definitely
Prevents a
look
lot.
into that on your own and see what you think
Right.
about it. So, um, what else do we want to talk about? Was it Ascension?
Yeah. Because the
Yeah.
whole losing the fat and the solar plexus is going away.
Yeah. So a lot of us have been protecting our solar plexus, our heart area, so that we would not basically gain more wounds from what's going on. And now we're going to be going into something that's a lot different. So we're going to watch the fall of the empire, basically, of what we've, grown up in. And we're going to watch the rise of humanity. So during that time, we can let go of that weight. We don't need to be protected anymore. So
A lot of our awareness comes from that area. So once you start detoxing and you start realizing how much of what you think is fat is actually inflammation, then you start realizing how much the detox is doing for that. And a lot of, I've done so many diets, and the whole belief system around food that we talked about last time changing, that's a big part of it. But now it's not, it's different, because now that now that my parasites are in control, that's the best way to put it, I don't crave sugar. It's not a
yeah,
thing. Like seriously, sometimes a part of me will think, oh, I want to bite of that donut. I'll take a bite and then I'll just go spit it out, because I'm like, energetically, that is not working with my body. And that's just it. But it's changing the belief system. It's literally rewiring my brain from the sugar addiction. And for me, that goes into all kinds of things, from the pain medicine to different things that have made that sugar part way worse, But anyways, yeah, it's a totally different feeling now. I don't want any of that stuff. And then you start to learn to eat different once you get all that stuff in control, because you learn to listen to your body, and your body will tell you what it wants.
right. And your body's actually in charge. Whereas
Right.
before, you're getting a lot of feelings from the parasites. Like they want certain things. So they're
Right.
asking you for certain things. And you think it's like an urge, but it's not necessarily your urge.
Right.
Yeah, I think
Right.
that white sugar is one of the most heinous things on the planet.
Yeah, and that's a big one for that.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
that covers up fear. That
Yeah.
covers up fear, and then that goes into the luge and luge siphoning, and that's how they're able to do that, is through all the eating of all that high fructose corn syrup
Yeah.
and sugar,
And
all
white
that.
sugar bleached. Ugh, gross. So yeah, nowadays it's like coconut sugar, dates, raisins, those kind of things. If I want something sweet, I'm not really very interested. Like I used
Right.
to be. I used to be like, oh, I just had a meal. Now I have to have a piece of chocolate right away.
I have to have dessert. Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
I grew up. I have to have dessert.
Yeah.
But now
So
it's more natural sweets. But
Yeah,
on another level, just talking about that, everything tastes different now.
it
I
does.
really taste food where before, which I don't eat. I mean, I don't eat meat, and that's not something that I chose. Like I don't call myself a vegetarian, and that what you call vegan or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't say
Vegetarian.
that
Yeah.
because I didn't make the choice to do it. It just literally happened. I can't, it's an energetic thing. I understand it, but I just can't handle it anymore.
Yeah. I totally get it. So anyway, take yourself on this journey and work on your emotional body and your physical body at the same time. So like keep a journal, and these are just ideas for you. I'm not pushing you, but keep a journal, and then also work on the detox. So detox your subconscious along with your body. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys have a beautiful day. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
Bye.